I interrupt this painting to move again. But this time we're moving closer to a mountain range that's going to be kind of cool. So we'll see. It's going to be an overcast day. And both of us have a couple errands to run. So take care of those things and meet back up and go park down a little further. Woo. So I found a new spot and the sun seems to be out for the moment, which is kind of exciting. Yes. But yeah, so the sun is out and I'll show you where I park. That is Dome Rock. I'm way closer. And I was actually even a little bit closer. But a friend of mine was parked down here a little bit ways and she messaged me and we decided to camp together. I mentioned her before. This is Joanne. This is the lady that plans. And now I just got to look at her van. It's so cool. She has so many great ideas. And there's actually a couple of really good ones that I think I could make work in here. And it was definitely an issue for me. I started thinking along this line when I first moved into the van. Like, I have this one net bag that someone gave me. Judah. Oh my God. She made it's beautiful. She does gorgeous fabric work. And she's in Connecticut, back in Connecticut. She gave me this beautiful bag that she made. And like one of those expandable shopping bags. And I use it for my socks and underwear. It's fantastic. But it gets buried. Right? And then, but what Joanne has is she has those fabric cat carriers. And she's hooked them up with like S-hooks. And I could do that. And that would solve my clothing issue that I have. Because they're everywhere. I mean, I could hang one up here. I could hang them up along by my feet. And I could even hang one up in that corner up over there. You know, there's just so many options. So many options with that. So I'm thinking about that because it sounds fabulous. And she just gave me, because I had this, right, which had twinkle lights in it. Well, the battery pack broke off because it happened. And Joanne just gave me a whole new string of twinkle lights. So I am now going to feed them in. And I think I figured out the best way to get them in. I think. Joanne has me figured out already. She gives me a task and I go right to work on it. Here we go. So I just patiently fed the lights into the lamp. It did take me quite a while. This was a 28-minute time lapse that I've cut down. And it took me that much longer. I think about an hour to feed them in. I pulled out that crochet hook to just kind of stir them around so I could continue to feed them in some more. And I did it this way because I wanted it to be a bit of a jumble. And voila! I have it. It's all set. And for the big reveal, I shall turn on the lights. Ta-da! And I can blink and fade. Yay! We figured out a way that I can have twinkle lights without Nugget eating them. Off. So the next step is going to be, I'm thinking about it. I know. It's kind of crazy. But the reason the other one broke was because the battery pack is too heavy and it broke off. So I want to create a way of putting it on the bottom. Because of the way the switch works, I can't just sit it on top of it because it'll shut it off. So I need some, that's why I'm looking at the can, because if I can sit it up and glue it up underneath in a can, then it will, the on-off button will still be accessible from the bottom, but it won't have pressure on it and shut it off. and it'll hide all the stuff that I don't want to see. So it's an idea. I'm working through this. I'm figuring out a solution. Someone else gave me the idea of like a tuna can, which was a little too small. The coffee can's the right width or circumference, right? Just the wrong height. And to cut aluminum, it's going to be sharp. But I could glue the lid on the edge and trim that, and that'll soften it, and it'll make the opening. I am thinking. Figure out a base. This is probably the right circumference. I just need to change the height of it because I want to conceal the battery pack up underneath. And then maybe just paint this with gesso and acrylic to make a nice base. And yeah, and I'll have a nice indoor-outdoor lantern. Isn't that cool? I love it. It's very exciting for me. So Nugget is all snoozy on her chair. And I'm about to get snoozy, I think. Yeah. I have the video for Wednesday edited, but I still have a voiceover to do for it. I haven't decided what I want to do yet. So I'm sort of working on that in my brain. So I'm just going to kind of lay here, whether I sleep or not, I don't know. I'll set an alarm for an hour and a half. And maybe I'll sleep, maybe I won't. But I'm just going to kind of put myself in a place thinking about the video. I just watched it a bunch of times through, so yeah, that's what I'm going to do. See if I can come up with something to go with it. And if the wind would die down, I could record some music. But it's very, very windy. I should check the weather and see what it's going to be like tomorrow. I'll have to see about the music aspect. It does look like it's still supposed to sort of be windy tomorrow. Just want some new background music. I mean, I like what I have, but I know I can do better. And I've had some time to really like think about it, and yeah. So it's my goal. Maybe get some painting done. So yeah, we'll see. Okay, so this is what I've got so far. I cut this to here. This is going to glue to the bottom of the lantern. And then inside here is where I'm going to glue the light switch and battery pack. This I am crimping over. I'm going to try to crimp it all the way over so there's no short edges, but it's just going to take some time to get it and work it because I am using my Leatherman. So, because that's all I have for crimping is this guy, I'm pretty sure. I wonder, I used to have glass pliers, glass breaking pliers. I should look. No, I know where those are, and they are in the back in a bin that has framing tools in it. Because they're antique glass breaking pliers for picture framing. And I kept them because they're so cool. But they also would be great for crimping this aluminum. But they are buried right now, so I'm not going to go looking for them, and I'm just going to take my time squeezing this baby until it's finally cramped. Well, this was one of those jobs that as soon as I took it on, I knew I was going to pay for it later. It took about an hour for me to slowly crimp all those edges as I had to keep taking breaks to rest my hands. But I did figure out that it worked. You know, it softened the edge, it made it possible. We ended up gluing the bottom on there and securing it, and it worked out perfectly, I think. You can see me troubleshoot also how to keep that battery pack in. Right here is where I started thinking, I was like, Velcro, no, and then I remembered I had these little Gorilla Putty tabs. And that's what I've done. I've just used those to stick the battery pack in. That way I can change the batteries with ease. It doesn't flop around inside. Yeah. See how nice that looks? And I like that it's elevated a little bit off the table, because the gooseneck is always kind of there. And I like the way the light reflects in the mirror. Oh, I love it. And I'll do a more permanent mount with hot glue, I think. Or maybe I do need it to be removable to get the batteries in and out easily. So, I don't know. We'll see. If I can figure out how to do it safely without cutting myself on the inside of the can, we got something going. But for right now, it looks like that could be a dangerous endeavor. So, the Gorilla Tack is going to work for the moment. I will eventually glue. Joanne has a hot glue gun. She messaged me. We are going to hot glue that coffee can to the bottom of the lantern. Yeah, so it'll be a permanent base. I'm excited. Woo-woo! Arts and crafts in the desert. Ooh, look at that wild light in the sky right now. There is Dome Rock illuminated by this beautiful afternoon light. So, yay! This has been a great little productive afternoon for me. I did something a little different for myself. Did some editing. I still haven't come up with a meditation yet. I mean, a voiceover yet. We'll see. I still have a little time for that. So the wind is like just doing its thing out there. It's insane. I just ate a bunch of leftovers. And I've been sitting here like working out different ideas for this Wednesday's video. And I don't know why I'm so stumped. I mean, usually I do this stuff on the fly. And it just sort of comes to me. This wind has been maybe a little distracting because it's just so windy. Really, like, I'd like to have the doors open and, you know. I need to accept what's in front of me, right? I know. Constant. It's a constant thing. This thing called acceptance. It's all the time. It's okay. Feel a little bit panicky. Only a little bit. My phone is past due again this month. This is hard. And then my insurance is due on the 20th. Just a few days, 4 days. So, so windy, so dark. Well, tomorrow the winds are supposed to be a little bit less. Because I'd like to get at least that one acrylic idea that I've had on that board. Right? I want to get that done. Like, I was thinking about pre-gessoing it, but it's so windy. And I don't want to. If I do it, I have to have Nugget on her leash outside so the panel can dry inside undisturbed. Because every time I try to do it while she's in here and we have the doors closed, she doesn't pay attention to what I'm doing at all until it's dry time. Then she wants to make love to everything I just touched. And aside from having to redo all my work, it's then cleaning gesso off of her fur. I'm telling you. This cat is something else. But yeah, so she's got to be not interested in what I'm doing. She has to have something more interesting. Oh, getting smacked. Oh. She said, get up and feed me now. Oh, yes, I'm coming. Ow, oh. What? And there it is, hanging up, all lit up. Thanks for joining me today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed my little arts and crafts in the desert. And here at Dome Rock, I begin a new obsession. Stay tuned for paintings. If you'd like to contribute to the journey or purchase a painting, all of the links are below in the description. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.